Da-da-da. Well, that's what happens if we decide to go on last minute, isn't it, guys? We are going to be live in a minute. Oh, those two on the floor. Have my hat up as well, why not? There we are, there's my hat. Dink. And we are live. Let's have a look at who. Oh, that's odd. I hope that's not from the back there. No, I don't know where that's from. That's odd. So we're going to have a quick choice now. I think the main one is this. This needs to give me good coverage of what we're looking at. So this is our main watch. Let's see what we're going to be doing. Not quite telling me yet. We will be going to. So let's see what. Instead of going there, then we can go the back way. It's annoying when it makes you go the back way. But we'll log in first and we'll see which ones we've got. We have got all the 12:30 games. I sometimes put a little the banner up, but if people want, we can always put the banner up if people feel want to do it. We've got Nottingham Forest, Manchester City. So that's the Premier League game. I mean, we could do the. And then we have. So we got. We've got Forest. And we've got Manchester City. So that's our just the one, eh? Just the one. We've got Sunday after that, so Saturday the 8th. Yeah, England Championship. Here we go. We've got Coventry versus Stoke. We've got so we're going to be doing Coventry versus Stoke as well. That's going to be an interesting one because obviously Coventry are the dark horses, aren't they? So, can they make it in? Watford, Millwall. Now this is interesting. Watford are one of those teams, aren't they, that just seem to have. They came down. They came down the first time. They went back up, and you could see that they wanted to try and stay. It absolutely failed dismally, of course. But they just didn't seem to have the nous to be able to do it. And then they just sort of they've stayed stationary just below about 10th position, aren't they, really? So they're a mid-table championship team, which is really weird because they are capable. They do have the money available if they want. Because they must have some money left over because they're not. In fact, haven't they still got? What is this? The last year of the third year, isn't it? I'm sure this is the last year, isn't it, of parachute payments for them. So you would have expected them to have thought, well, we could do with doing something. So there we have got it. There we are. We've put it in. I'm going to put that on the view. Yeah, there we are. I know we haven't got anybody in, so that's okay. We can actually do any of those. Oh, God, we could do Crawley versus Reading. Stockport, Charlton. I think we may do Stockport Charlton, you know. Not open yet. So that's okay. We're a bit early for these games, to be quite honest. Stockport Charlton, let's see whether it's given us anything at all. Well, it's not giving us any team news on there. So we'll go onto the other computer and see whether we've got any team news there. And we shall let's see what's happening. Here you get a good mix of all the teams, and we don't. What we don't do is like just concentrate on one game. We try and flick through them all. The only time we don't do that is if we've got somebody in the chat that's specifically for one particular team. I mean, I think we had 3 people in the chat last Saturday, for 2 from Birmingham and 1 from Mansfield, and we sort of flipped between the 2, which was okay. And I don't mind doing that, to be quite honest. Of course, it does help if we've got the Take my computer off, Carl, don't you? Live streams to do. So we are going to be going live when they finally release the team news. I don't. You just hate it when the tablet decides it's gonna change the screen to extremely dull, like 1% of brightness. Keeps doing it just to piss me off. But you can't see the damn screen to be able to turn it up. Ooh, how stupid can you get? Can't even see the damn. How the hell are you supposed to do it when you can't see the flipping thing? So, if we do get the screen back, which it's not playing, we will be doing it. And we will use this if we can. Oh, there we are. It's finally giving me the word display. Great. On 0. How the hell does it put it on 0? Stupid bloody thing. So we're going to go and have a quick look at Sky. Sky sometimes gets the team news in a little bit quicker than that app. So we'll be having a look at. We've got a couple of apps. Have a quick look. We're on Saturday the 8th of March, even. So Coventry versus Stoke. Have a look at that one. Dovin in goal for Coventry. Then we've got back. Oh, we've got 4-3-3. They're really going at Stoke, aren't they? And that back line of Stoke isn't that great. So I fear for the Stoke side here. Evic, Thomas, Kitching, and De Silva on the back line. You know, that is a good defence, isn't it? Torp, Grimes and Eccles in midfield. Sakamoto, Sims and Mason Clark up front. And they're going for it. Stoke City, Janssen in goal. Tamedu, Wilmot, Phillips and Stevens in defence. They've gone for the typical staggered mid. Kumas, Berger, Moran, Pearson and Yun Ho. And then Al Hamadi up front. And don't know. I can't. Honestly, I don't see Coventry not winning that one. They must win that one, surely. Watford versus Millwall next, and we'll go for that one while people start getting the notifications in. Watford are with Selvik in goal. Oh, Selvik in goal. They've then got a back four of Ngakia, Pollock, Abankwa and Luruchi. Staggered mid of Bashiru, Luza, Kayembe, Sissoko and Chekvedets. And up front, Dokombia. Millwall have got Jensen in goal, of course. And they're going to be missing. They're going to be missing for 6 matches now, aren't they? Poor lad. A nice kung fu kick. I don't know what you think about that, but you can go and see the short if anybody was watching. Kramer, Tanganga, Cooper, Bryan. So they got a good defence trying to sort of cover the present goalkeeper, I suppose. And I'll turn the chat to make sure it's live. Honeyman, Denor, Kundl, Mitchell and Amaku in a staggered mid and Coburn up front. Actually I can't really pick between them. I think this could be a very, very boring 0-0 draw now. From those sides, I really, really do not see much in it. Let's go to Forest Man City. We have Forest Man City. As all the others are now coming on now. Look at that. All the others are coming on. So I've now got both apps up and running. Matt Seltz in goal for Forest. Then we've got Aina Milenkovic, Murillo Williams in defence. Then we've got staggered mid of Alanga, Dominguez, Gibbs White, Anderson and Hudson Odoi. And then we've got Chris Wood up front. And then Man City, let's see what they've got. Edison in goal. Back four of Nunes, Kusanov, Diaz and Guardiol. And we've got a staggered mid of Savino, Gonzalez, Foden, Silva and Doku. And obviously Erling Haaland up front. Can Erling Haaland start scoring again? Because he really hasn't been doing very well, has he? I mean, if he doesn't, then they've got no striker that's on form at the minute in that first team. Which would, I mean, who would you shove round if you didn't want to make a substitution? I think of that's we used to be able to make substitutions anywhere in the game, and then they brought this insane rule. I think there's portions of the game you can make changes in. probably because of the fact that they increased it from just 3 substitutions to 5. So you don't just choose, start the game, bang, 5 changes, that's it. You've blown the opposition away because they set up for your defensive attitude, and all of a sudden you go attack. I've got 2 in League One. Crawley Reading. Crawley with Wallacott in goal. Malarkey, Barker and Radcliffe in defence. A full-on 5 mid of Ademo, Watson, Fraser, Anderson and Doyle, and then Swan and John Jules up front. Okay. Reading are going into all-out attack. They have been really good. Now, I staggered mid against that team. It's not really. No, it isn't. It's a 5 across. 3-5. Basically 3-5-2. It's 3-5-1-1. But 3-5-2 against that. I mean, maybe this team has the downside of not having only 3 across midfield. They're hoping then that the two Bodin and Kamara can sort of pull back if needed, if Crawley start making a full-on attack across midfield. So that what Reading got in retaliation to Crawley. Pereira in goal. They've got Apoku, Strickland, Binden and Garcia across the back. And like I say, with Crawley having 5 across midfield, Reading have got 3, Savage, Wing and Nibs. Now, we know that those 3 can really play some great football, which is why Reading are where they are in the table. However, it's 3 really good players against 5 sort of, really quite average players. Let's see how that turns out. That's going to be an interesting matchup in midfield. And I think whoever wins midfield in this is going to be the ones to walk away with it. Up front for Reading, Bodin, Hebishanum and Kamara. And you have to think that they've got a really good front line there. They've got a really excellent midfield. 4-3-3 for Reading and 3-5-1-1 for Crawley. Let's see if Crawley can just even out this 90 minutes again. They've been doing it recently and gained a little bit of success with it. At first they started to attack really strong, usually in the first half, but sometimes in the second half they'd have like 35-45 minutes with really great football, and then the rest of it was absolutely garbage. And then of late they've sort of made it less pushy and less brilliant for like that good period has sort of like dulled down just a little bit. Let's just say it's less energetic, and they're using that energy to bring up the pace in the bit that they usually don't do that well on. So they're sort of evened out a little bit, and it has actually worked. They've gone from doing really well and getting like going 3-0 up. I mean, they were going like 3-0 up quite often, or 4-0 up, or 3-0 and 4-1 I think it was. Quite regular, and then they'd get blown away in the sec when they were playing badly. All of a sudden, I think Exeter, they were 4-1 up at half time, and an Exeter fan said to me, "Yeah, but we were all ready to go home at half time. It was going to be like 8-9-1, wasn't it?" But then in the second half, that was their poor period, and Exeter came back to draw 4-4. And it's been typical of Crawley's rather up and down 90 minutes, and they've sort of like slightly balanced it off, so they're not trying as hard in that little bit of the game. It has worked. They have started to get 1 or 2 points. Will they get it again at home against Reading? I really can't see it. Reading now 8th place with 54 points, and they're literally 4 points away from 6th place Huddersfield. And Huddersfield are dropping points, quite regular. So, they only need a few games to be able to catch up with them. Probably 4 or 5 games, and they could quite easily, if they carry on the way they are, catching up the fifth and sixth slot. As long as Charlton and Huddersfield don't suddenly regain their winning form. So they're going to want to win this. They're absolutely going to want to win this because it means that they get up there. Moreover, it means that there's a gap between Reading and Bolton of 3 points, and then 1 point to sixth place Huddersfield, and they don't want that gap to be to any more than 3 points. They've got to be able to keep it with. This is the for Reading, it's their 35th game. They're not wanting this to, with 11 games to go, they really do not need any more than 3 points gap ahead of them, because then you're starting to see, you could start to see 3, 4, 5 points, and then by the time you've got 6 games to go, you're really wanting that to be like 1.0 points and just a quick jump to the top 6. So they're not wanting that gap to grow. If they lost today, it could be a little bit difficult to mentally to see them sort of jump in that gap. And I know it's only 3 points, but at this stage of the season, when you're starting to get injuries and you're starting to get fatigue, red cards start to come in quite often at the end. I think you start seeing players just going a little bit clumsily. I don't know. It's that fatigue that comes in, and they don't quite hit the ball. They just miss it, and they end up getting yellows and reds. I've seen more reds in the second half than the first. I don't know what the stats are. I really don't, but I should imagine it is more in the second half of the season. So they're going to have to watch this gap. And certainly, because they're at the top, and the number of points you're gaining is usually just a fraction under 1 point per game that you can gain as you get towards the end of the season at the top end. So it's going to be interesting to see how they do that. And the last one that we've got to look at is Stockport versus Charlton. Let's look at start lineups there. Stockport with Adai in goal. They've got a back four of Hales, Hills, Pye and Rydell. And then they've got a staggered mid of Wootton, Norwood, Camps, Bate and Collar, and Isaac Olaf up front. Now the Charlton side, so 4-3-2-1 playing a 4-2-3-1. So actually theirs is so so they got 3 across the mid, 3 across roughly 3 across the front really. Charlton have got Mannion in goal. They've got a back four of Ramsey, Jones, Gillespie and Edwards, and they've got a staggered mid of Small, Doherty, Berry, Coventry, Connor Coventry, and Tyrese Campbell, with Miles Ledburn up front, Lee Burn up front. It's going to be interesting. I think that's a really decent side from Charlton. They've started, they started really technical. They started really well, and then towards the mid area of the games we've played, probably sort of 20 games to about 28 games. They had a sort of 8-game period where they just didn't quite click, just not quite on it. But at the beginning of the first sort of 10, 11 games, they were really, really good. And they were actually quite technical, and you could see that they got sort of real class in that side. And then somehow it just didn't quite click, which is really strange for me, because Charlton have actually been really good before that. Then all of a sudden they weren't, and I don't seem to remember any injuries at that point. I mean, I don't know whether you know whether they did. Hello, Roy. Crawley 1, Reading 3, Charlton. Stockport 2, Charlton 1. Interesting. I can't remember where I put, to be quite honest. What did I put? Let's have a look. Crawley. I put Crawley 0, Reading 1. And I think we're all sort of thinking Reading's gonna Going to walk with that. The only thing with that one, Roy, is Crawley have put 5 across midfield. Reading have put 3. They could. If they concentrated on that midfield, Crawley, they'd have to be concentrated on the midfield and holding that midfield area really solidly with 5 good players, whereas Reading have got 3 excellent players in there. I mean, that midfield 3 is pretty strong. Stockport 1. I put Stockport 1, Charlton 0. So I'm agreeing with you. My original predictions video says agrees with you that Stockport should be winning this. Looking at the side, sides, not that. I don't know. I just don't see. I think it could be quite interesting. It could be quite interesting how they use that staggered mid, Charlton. If they really use it well, they could be quite a task. It could be quite a task to get through that midfield. That midfield 5 would be, it's a staggered mid, so it's they're easily flexible, aren't they? And they go down. They're able to go down the wings a little bit easier than the Stockport one, which is more sort of central. Ollie Norwood can sort of go drift to the side, can't he? And I've seen Callum Camp sort of drift to the side, but if they drift to the side, then they've got poor old Lewis Bate in the middle, and he's got no bloody chance. I don't know. I think it's going to be a game. That game is going to be very similar to the other. Both League One games are going to be very similar. They're going to be won and lost in that midfield. Reading will hit it over the top. Reading have been doing really well, and I can imagine them doing that. And because there's 5 across midfield, with 3 midfielders, they ain't going to get. They can't. Surely they're not going to be able to play it through. If they keep their formation, it's going to be very difficult to play through it because they've got 2 extra men in midfield. Obviously, it matters if they keep formation and if the attackers pull back or the defenders pull forward a bit. But if they keep and into the channels, to just try and keep the channels open by pulling the midfield across a little bit. And I've seen Reading do that, and they do it quite well. Like when you get perhaps a defender ready to push it into midfield, he'll come in and he'll sort of veer one way, and he'll pull the midfielder with him, and then obviously pass it back where he was going, and it carries on down the line, or down the channel as you put it. And I've seen Reading do that quite nicely, and you see it a lot in sort of lower championship clubs. I think the higher championship clubs, and certainly the Premier League, you can't pull someone. You tend not to be able to pull people out of position because they know what's happening. They're intelligent enough players and skillful enough to know what's happening. I'm not following you. He can come across and cover the middle section, the middle channel, because he knows you're trying to pull him out so you can create a gap behind him. But occasionally it does work. But it tends to be something that a League One side tends to do, because they're less skillful. Whether we like it or not, they are less skillful. And they don't seem to just have that click that... at the minute we've got Forest and Man City coming on. And you can see there that that's those lineups. The staggered mid of Forest, Alanga, Dominguez, Gibbs White, Anderson, and Hudson-Odoi. They are skillful. That's a real class midfield, isn't it? And you can see why Forest are where they are, because it is a class midfield, and they've got them playing so well. Man City, though, you can never write Man City off. my only worry about Man City, because we will be keeping up with it, I've put it on there, is the fact that the boss has only, Guardiola has only ever, and I can see that. I can actually see that. Yeah, Forest 2, City 2. I can see that happening because Guardiola's never been in a position. And Talk Sport was on about this the other day. Look, he's never had to pull a team back from a losing run. He's always had the best players given to him. He's always been able to get the best players, and he's always been one of these managers who is either winning or he's had a bit of a blip with one or two draws or perhaps a horrific loss that they didn't expect. But he's never had to pull the team back up. As by the shoelaces, which is what you regularly do in League One. In League One, you regularly get 6-7 games run where you just don't win because the mental attitude is just you lost a couple and that's it. The mental side of it just disappears and you just carry on losing. But the managers there tend to know how to reinvigorate the side and get them playing well again. Forget about that. We'll draw a line under it. We carry on. But Guardiola doesn't seem to have that ability to pull a team back from a losing run. He's never had to do it. And I'm just worried that this guy just can't do it. It's gonna go on till the end of the season. I can actually see this going all the way to the end of the season. Just having far too many poor performances and poor results. Yeah, they are still getting the decent scores. Obviously, if you look down, if you go back from the last 6, lose, win, win. But that last one was a win against Plymouth, so can you really count that one? Although they did go 1-0 down, and again, think they shouldn't be going down 1-0 after so many minutes against Plymouth Argyle, should they? Not really. But in that game, he actually managed to pull them up by the bootlaces and get them playing again. But the last 5 league games, 4, crikey, the last league games, 4-0 win at home to Newcastle, a 2-0 defeat to Liverpool, and a 1-0 win away at Spurs. And I thought they were quite lucky at Spurs, to be honest. I didn't think that they played that well. And again, you're like, there's too many times that they're losing here. And you just think, or even the going behind against Plymouth, and you think, well, is Guardiola capable of pulling them back by their shoelaces? Because we all know all the League One sides managers can do it. Most of the Championship side managers can do it because they've all had it at some point or another. I think there was one. I can't remember when it was, but I remember being when we were in the Championship, Rotherham, and I was on one of these, and Sunderland were getting to the last. They were. It was one of those years where they nearly got promoted to Premier League, and. The Sunderland fans were saying, we've got to get rid of the boss. Yeah, he started on a bad run. And they said, look, the last time we had a bad run was at the end of the year before, and he never did turn it round. They went straight to the end of the season and bang, start afresh. They never did turn it round. And these Sunderland fans were saying, what we're doing is I'm chatting away. We've got the bloody games on, so we'll go into that Man City game. Oh, VAR! We've got a VAR incident at Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest reviewing a penalty. Is it going to be a penalty for Nottingham Forest? You did. I'm there telling people it's like Spurs are Mansfield Town of Premier League. Going around there, just stay there in the mid. They never win anything, just like hovering around in the middle. And now is it? No, it's not a penalty. It's not a penalty. It's gone Man City's way. So there we nearly got a Nottingham Forest penalty there. So we are. I don't know. No, we're not going to go with that one. We'll go. Which one shall we go with? We shall go with Do you want Crawley Town or Stockport? Which one do you want? Crawley Town versus Reading or Stockport Charlton? You can have Nottingham Forest Man City if you want, Roy. I'll give you the choice, and then I'll choose based on what you think. So they're the two that I've got. Attractive football and nothing in the trophy cabinet. Let's go Crawley. I'll put Crawley Reading on there. So we're on Crawley versus Reading.
To give the referee, we always say it, don't we? Do we sometimes think that a foul is a foul? No, but are you giving the referee an option?
So we had Nottingham Forest there with a possible penalty. When people come in and they see me chatting away and I miss the start, and they disappeared. It's like, well, you just tell me that I missed it. Oh, you've missed it, you idiot. I don't mind. I don't know how long I'm going to be continuing this. I don't have enough subscribers. It's just talking to one or two people. And much as I enjoy talking to you, it's always one-to-one, isn't it? But we're listening to...
pictures on our screen of the gaffer, Noel Hunt, of course, played for Reading for 5 years, made 145 appearances and scored 33 goals.
Always when it goes to VAR. They always say, if it goes to VAR, it's going to be cancelled, isn't it?
For the Royals, it has to be said.
So, 7 minutes 42 at Nottingham Forest.
Huddersfield, who played the same amount of games, incidentally.
Crawley versus Reading is what we're listening to.
Go for it now as the ball's floated forward, trying to be taken down in the end by Billy Bowden. But
we'll have a little watch of this first. Oh, Reading are offside there.
In the end, so 9.5 minutes into this one, it's really pretty much Reading who are asking the questions. And
Reading are
taking a chance as well. And if he wasn't under pressure before, taking a touch in your six-yard box,
pushing it straight to the front, straight to the front line, like you said, Roy. Bang, straight down to the front line, which is why they were still like, as it got kicked, they were offside, pushing forward. Reading have it on the right hand side. Let's see what they're going to do. They've got a throw in at the minute. And one throw kicks it over midfield, but Malarkey gets it in defence for Crawley. Kicks it into midfield. And Harvey Nibbs grabs it, runs it through midfield into midfield, loses it in midfield because he's tried playing it. Walsall have got a lead in Grimsby, and then he goes straight through the other side. But then of course Crawley are offside as well. So both sides are playing a high back line. I hate team games like this because they're playing in half the pitch. And you've got Crawley playing a high back line, you've got Reading playing a high back line, and so Crawley down the right. They stopped it before they got to Reading's high back line. I said they stopped it before they got to Reading's high back line, and then they're offside.
John Jules, the linesman.
Savage for Reading will take that one.
3 offsides in a matter of minutes, has to be said, but it was a good idea. I think the
radio there is the commentator there saying that there was 3 offsides in a minute, and this is it. One way, that way. It's just constantly offside.
I'm not 100% sure, but I want to
for goals, Crawley game. Quality Forest. Game drama Stockport. You're probably not far wrong. I think that the Forest game, the Forest game does look a really good game to watch, doesn't it? Reading have got through the Crawley midfield. They're down on the right hand side of it into the corner, but they pull it back. They pull it back to midfield with Bindon, and they're going to get tackled there.
Strickland.
No, he managed to get away with it and gives it to Lewis Wing. You know what Lewis Wing can do.
behind him, so he's have to
He
vacate
just
backwards
doesn't seem
towards
as
halfway.
confident, Lewis
The ball's
Wing.
gone
He's passed
safely
it back, and he should
into
have
the safe
passed it
territory
forward.
for Reading, who are still on the ball.
And he's pulled back. He's
Just
back to
inside.
Lewis Wing, but he's
Around
now in.
12 minutes on our
It's
clock.
gone all the way back
It's
to
Crawley
defence.
0,
It's weird.
Reading 0, but it's
Reading
predominantly,
Reading got all the
Reading
ball,
in
but
the
they don't seem to
ascendancy.
actually. They don't seem to have the impetus to actually
Slightly
go and
open
do
so
something.
far, but feeling each other out has to be
Pointless
said.
ball
Not
straight
the one
over
to
the
be
top,
trying,
and the
and,
Crawley
penalty
goalkeeper
shot
grabs
for
that.
Crawley when John Jules got,
So
collapsed
carry on
into,
listening to
but
that one.
still
It is
remain
Walsall
0-0.
1, Grimsby 0.
I mean, even Crawley
Wimbledon
got away
0,
with this
Notts
0-0.
County
Of course,
0.
they would love to get 3
So the
points,
first
like I
goal
said. We
was
talked about
at
it at the start of
Walsall.
the game. They see it as a fantastic opportunity, but to say how Reading are in the campaign,
Let's have another look
at
at the Forest and City game, shall we? Gonzalez for Man City. Down the left-hand side for Man City, just trying to build it up. They're going to do a swap of sides, aren't they, to the right? Yeah, they swapped it to the right with Kusanov. So it's just going like right and left, back to the left-hand side, but they're still not made any ground. They're just going right left. Tries a pointless ball into the left-hand corner, and Aina pushes it back. Gonzalez nicks that in midfield for City, but loses it to Aina. Yeah, Aina's actually playing really well. Kicks it in. Anderson gets that in defence for City. A few probing little passes by Forest, really quite sneaky little passes. If they come off, they'll be really good, but like I said, the class here is just so much better.
And it's going to be a Crawley throw on the near side.
City are just building up really steadily, keeping the ball, but not really gaining any space. They managed to gain it into the final third just, and Aina nicks it off them. And on this time, Aina loses it, goes up. Gonzalez has a shot, but it's off target. And City there actually managed to get a shot from almost nothing.
Had his man down, but the referee saw nothing with it. Maybe just trying to have the game free flowing.
Yeah, a bit of flow to the game. There has been a bit of stop and start, haven't there, with goal kicks, fouls, offsides.
So we're on 14 minutes at Nottingham Forest, and so far it's been 2 shots to Manchester City, not on target though. The penalty, which we'll leave that to you to decide on that one. Seen them given. It's just not. When VAR comes in, I always think, that's going to be overturned. Shot from Erling Haaland, and
Are we touching 5 in the opening 15 minutes?
that one's bounced off a defender and goes out for Odoi for Forest on the far side.
Seems like they're both playing a bit of a high line.
Left-hand side now, Alanga. Anderson, Alanga, Odoi. Couple of 1-2s, nice. Alanga, Odoi, and they're working well together on the far side. Back to Odoi. Pushes it into Anderson, who overtook both of them into the corner area on the left-hand side. Pulls it back to Williams. They're pushing here. Morgan gives White. Pushes it in, but Kusanov manages to get to that first. And it kicks it out for a Forest throw in, really close to the. It's a pen for me. Yeah. Not a pen.
Now there's on the far side coming forward. It's a neat run. Can he feed his man? He's held it all the way right hand side of the box. Ball.
My screen is very small. I can't really see very much. Forest pull it back and then push it forward, but they pulled the back line forward, Manchester City, and it became offside. And they almost didn't move the ball. They just offside. One nicks that one, and Ederson manages to save the blushes of Manchester City and pushes it forward to Diaz. And I tell you what, he nicked it in the 6-yard box. I mean, just just how on earth did he think he was gonna? I don't know how he didn't do something better with that, but never mind. Let's have a look. Stockport Charlton then.
To Wallacott, as we were speaking, under no harm whatsoever. He's got it in two hands. And he's all black.
One shot each. One shot to Charlton. One shot to Stockport County. 62% possession to Stockport.
Good play. 1-2, and Swan has it on the left-hand side of the box.
But actually,
he skips away from one nicely. Good set-up.
Charlton may have all the possession, but they're actually
Tyrese John Jules on the stretch.
Didn't need to snatch it.
They're not doing as much technically as Stockport are. Stockport seem to be doing more with it. Stockport with 62%. They're the ones that are not doing. Stockport with 62%, one shot. 38% to Charlton. So Charlton are doing more with it when they've got it. 2 shots. They've just had another one, so it's 3. So Charlton are actually on top here. It's the first time we've been into it, to be honest. I'll have a quick look at the stats just to see what we've missed. They are, aren't they? And I said that, Roy. They've been just like a few probing little passes down the middle, and they're trying to beat this back line because Manchester City keep pulling forward, but so do Forest as well. And it's like that last throw-in. They did a throw-in near the corner flag. It came back, and as soon as it went back in, it was offside. And they just ran up in mass. I don't like that. I always think that's not taking advantage. The attackers aren't taking advantage of where they are. The defenders are taking advantage of where the attackers are.
Like you say, Wallacott wasn't ready for it. Ball's going to come in the box from the far side from a corner. Ball into the back post of aids everyone. That's down on the deck for Reading. It's gone all the way through.
Oh dear. That's okay. I don't mind you annoying me. The one that really annoyed me was a Bolton fan that reacted and called me a load of rubbish 2 weeks ago, and so I blocked him. I thought, I'm not. If you want to be toxic, I'll just block you straight off. So I blocked him, and he didn't know I'd blocked him until I think he must have seen the last prediction video yesterday, and I actually mentioned him and said, look, I've blocked you. And then straight after he's seen the video, he's unsubscribed. And I thought, I'm not bothered, you go away. If you want to call me a load of rubbish, you can bugger off. I don't get paid for it, and I do it because I enjoy it, not because I want to have some arsehole like you saying I don't know what I'm on about. So, yeah, I lost one. Never mind.
Theme at the minute.
Stockport now nick it in their own back left, back right corner.
The centre half to the front post, heads go up 2 Crawley heads, and they've hooked it out not once but twice.
Say it as it is. I'm a northerner, and you know. Well, you are. You know what us northerners are like. We say it as it is. Black's black, white's white. There's no grey in the middle. And of course,
Just for a second, looked like it may have just been causing one.
Oh, Ramsey has a shot on target, saved. So Charlton there had one of the first. I think it's the first shot on target has gone to Charlton. Yeah, what I was saying in the video was that Bolton. I reckon that Birmingham would beat Bolton because Bolton would probably do what everybody else does and park their bus in the 6-yard box. Because they all do it. I've not seen one yet that hasn't. And he said, "Oh, you don't know what you're on about. Bolton never park their bus. They're not going to park their bus in there." Now, and started talking bad language to me. So I blocked him. And at the end of the day, Bolton actually started parking their bus in the back third, and then after that they did well, but they did well because they parked their bus in the back and they did probing. They started playing from the back, but they still parked their bus in the back. Still did what we said. They just did it better than anybody else. I was really annoyed at him, but look, I'm not arguing with him. I'm just going to block him and tell him to get lost. Well, anybody in, if you want to like and subscribe, I now need another subscriber to replace that one. Have they?
Glance over the shoulder slightly and see where that ball was going.
You've done it before the
rinse and repeat from the same corner again. Reading have one. And it's nicely worked.
Before they've announced that one.
Didn't come off in the end. They went for the triangle short corner routine.
Oh, and Wimbledon have scored, so it's Wimbledon 1, Notts County 0, Walsall 1, Grimsby 1, as Roy's just said. We're getting goals in League 2. We've got 3 goals in League 2. League 1 is still Crawley 0, Reading 0, Stockport 0, Charlton 0. Charlton, I'm watching at the minute, and Charlton now has started to just keep hold of this ball. And it's actually looking more like Charlton are going to win this one at the minute. So Stockport have managed to nick it in midfield. 23 minutes here. Southam Hales on the right-hand side. Back to Hills at A. Oh, they try lobbing it over to Norwood, Ollie Norwood. But Jones nicks it. A bit of a tussle in the final third. Edwards managed to grab the second ball and takes it from both of them. And just tries kicking it up pitch. It's 23 minutes. And they're just now Charlton are just like playing it 1-2 in it along the back line now. So at the minute it's that game is turning certainly to and we have a goal in the championship. I'm gonna put it on first before it's at Coventry. And we have a goal. It's Coventry City 1, Stoke City 0. And I did think that Coventry that side just looks an awful lot better than Stoke City's. And Coventry are playing 4-3-3. Yeah, I could see that front line causing quite a bit of havoc to Stoke City, because the goalkeeper that Rotherham sold them has been playing absolutely awful. He's been playing some really dreadful passing out. Twice I've seen him on live, and he's rolled it from the goal area to the attacker, and it's like, panic, gotta get it back, and both times I've seen it, he's managed to get it back. But you shouldn't be rolling the ball out when you've got the opposition attacker in front of you. Coventry do look like being. Now I heard this on Talk Sport this morning. Saying, are Coventry going to be the ones to win the playoffs? Could they turn it round that much that they could actually get and win the playoffs? Because they're the side at the minute that are on the increase and improving quite a lot. Victor Torp there with a goal. See, Coventry now in 5th place on 56 points. Sunderland are ahead of them in 4th, and there's that big gap of 9 points. And I just see that could be quite a decent. That side could do it. I think that side could do it. Stoke City now coming on the left-hand side. Berger back to Wilmot. Cross to Phillips. They turned it from the left-hand side to the right-hand side. Yeah, if we've got, it won't let me see. Oh, it will do. Whoops. So Coventry City lost to Leeds, lost to Ipswich in the FA Cup. Won QPR, won Sheffield Wednesday, won Preston, and then won Oxford. So yeah, sort of middle bottom teams. they had a good charge down the left-hand side there, but Stoke City managed to grab it, push it down the left themselves to Thompson. 27 minutes here. Back midfield to Thompson. Stoke City just playing a couple of 1-2s where Grimes tackles him, comes away the ball, pass it back to Kitching. Let's see what Coventry can do here, because they're obviously 4-3-3. Sakamoto pass it back to the goalkeeper. Coventry really confident passing here. They're just tapping it around in defence as if there's no opposition team on the pitch. They are doing really well. Thread it down the middle and they're offside immediately. Now that's not something I've seen from Stoke City. They tend not to. I've not seen them do a lot of offside traps. But I suppose if the goalkeeper is making silly schoolboy errors, then you're going to need to produce some form of method of keeping the ball away from the goalkeeper. And Stoke City take it, go down the middle, they kick it back out again to Stoke City in the centre circle. Berger now.
The Leicester flag has gone up. Believe the flag stayed down. Reading have taken the lead. They just wanted a little bit more.
Reading have taken the lead, I think.
Kelvin Ahipation taking the lead there for Reading. 1-0 for the visitors.
That could have been offside. That could have been offside. The flag stayed down. It is the Reading that have taken the lead. That was a bit close. Really well timed. It's either really well timed or offside. But yeah, I think we were all looking at the flag there, weren't we? Was it really? I think you might just be right, Roy. You might just be right. That was everybody's looking at the line now thinking, well, go on then, put your flag up. Oh dear, so there we are, we've got Crawley 0, Reading 1, and I think
we've only seen replays in terms of the normal camera angles we would have. We haven't seen a still image that would like that did look real. When it first the header came,
Stoke push it down the middle and they're offside.
Was offside personally.
Yeah, it's they're all agreeing that it's offside on the commentary that I'm watching. So yeah, definitely does look like offside. Yeah, not what they really needed, is it? And Coventry City, Stoke City. Coventry! Coventry scored! Oh wow, Stevens made a hash of that one for Stoke City, and Coventry just nicked it from him, and Stevens made a hash, and it just went straight to the wrong people, and he lost it on the halfway line, and Coventry City are 2-0 up, and this isn't looking too good for poor old Stoke, and the goalkeeper that we sold them is making a bit of a. He's not doing very well for Stoke at all, is he? We did say when we sold him to Stoke, like, is this really an advancement in your career? And is everybody scoring at the same time? Yeah, you're right. It's Watford 1, Millwall 0, and we'll go to that one actually because we've not gone to that one, so we'll go to that one next. We'll let them get the ball back on the spot. It's Watford 1, Millwall 0, Crawley 0, Reading 1. It's Coventry 2, Stoke 0, and that was a absolute nightmare from their. I forgot his name now. Stevens, was it, on the left wing for Stoke City, and he just made a total hash of it. And Coventry take it off him, and yeah, it's straight in the back of the net.
3 points for Reading. It's so vital because
Crawley 0, Reading 1 with an offside goal, which they just seem to have gone away with without anybody really noticing, apart from people watching. Stockport 0, Charlton 0, Wimbledon 1, Notts County 0, and Walsall 1, Grimsby 1.
Years ago now, dropping all the way to the third tier, they would love to come back up into
It's still, I mean, we'll say it's Nottingham Forest 0, Man City 0. I just want to have a look at the stats, because obviously we've not been going into it. It's 5 shots for Manchester City, none on target. And if we look at it, Nottingham Forest are doing a very good job of keeping them as far away from that final third as they can. And Man City are really just being forced to shoot from a fair distance. Oh, Manchester City take a Forest player down.
Throwing bodies in front of
It was almost the last man, because they ran down that right wing really quick, and I know there's other people around, but technically he was going to be free for a quick run and cross into the box. So, but Man City really on top, just not able to get through that. No. Well, let's have a look at them then. I've not looked at any of the stats in League 2, to be honest. I've just been looking at the goals coming through. How have Wimbledon had 12 shots in? What minute are they on? 33 minutes, 12 shots. That's one every 2.5 minutes, isn't it? That's absolutely amazing. 12 shots for Wimbledon, 4 on target, 1 goal. 4 on target, 1 goal is quite good. I always say that. 4-1, good. I suppose 4 on target from 12 is pretty good, but it's 12 in 30 odd minutes. 1 on target for Notts County, which is strange. Notts County can play really good football. They've just not been not clicking today, with the looks of it. They actually have more possession as well. Notts County have the greater possession. Wimbledon are on the attack again here. And Wimbledon has scored again. It's 2-0. It's Wimbledon 2, Notts County 0. As we're looking at it, and I tell you what, the number of the Reeves, it was Reeves there that crossed it in from just outside the box. Wimbledon just look like sauntering this one. It's just shot after shot at Wimbledon. I'm glad Roy told me about that. It looks an absolute manic game, doesn't it? Absolutely manic.
So nice on the left side, right across the face.
I want to have a quick look at where they are. Quick look at where they are in the league.
The back post or even at the front post, just to
the Championship, League 1. Go to League 2.
That's the most infuriating thing for Crawley at this point. But yeah, playing some really nice football.
If you wouldn't believe it, would you? I thought Notts County had been doing well at some point. Wimbledon are in 4th, Notts County are in 5th. So it's 4th versus 5th. There's only 2 points difference. But have you looked at the goal difference of the sides? Notts County have got a goal difference of 16. Wimbledon have got a goal difference of 23. It's like, 1.5 times more for Wimbledon. When they win by a fair amount. Can you see where the next set of strikers are going to come from in League 1? They're going to be nicked from these sides that are scoring quite willy-nilly, like Wimbledon. And I don't think it's fair. But it's all fair in love and war, isn't it? Yeah, 4th and 5th, absolutely ridiculous. There is different in this game, aren't they, as chalk and cheese. Notts County have the more play, but they just don't seem to be doing anything with it. Stockport, Charlton. I was going to say Charlton, then Charlton and Wheelies. Stockport into Norwood. Oh, Norwood loses it, grabs it back at the second attempt. Gives it across to Bate. Keeler Dunn. Ooh. Yeah, no, and I like Keeler Dunn. He's been doing really well. Sometimes he has an off game, but not very often. But there again, you see, Barnsley are doing crap anyway, so they've been doing as badly as you, nearly as badly as you. Not quite. Bate now for Stockport is running it himself. He's running straight in across the line, straight into the final third. Gives it to Rydell. Rydell crosses it, but Mannion manages to get out of that one. And Stockport now starting. Actually, Stockport are starting to pull this back. They've turned it around. Charlton just started to play quite well, and then all of a sudden Stockport have eased their way into it, and now Stockport are back in this as Charlton do a really long kick all the way to the far left right hand corner. Adai grabs it for Stockport though. Rydell. Ollie Norwood tries shoving it down the left wing, gets tipped out by Connor Coventry, and then the throw-in from Stockport goes straight back to Connor Coventry, and won't be very happy with that. A bit of a tussle over there. Rydell, Bate, a couple of 1-2s to get away, trying to get away from the Charlton midfield that seem to just be all gathered around one player. It's a bit schoolboyish sometimes by this Charlton side. You know, they've all gathered round in the same quarter of the pitch at one point. The ball's there. Let's go and... they're not as good away from home, though, are they? But Charlton do really well at home. But away from home, they don't seem to always have the best game. Stockport now at the minute on the stats: 5 shots, none on target, 62% possession. You know, really have turned it around, guys. Charlton, who were on top, now 38% possession and 3 shots, 1 on target, and they have actually been playing the better football until the last half hour, with the looks of it. Really does seem Stockport have a long shot, but it goes. Crawley looking for yellow cards, some dodgy tackles. Oh dear, as you were saying earlier, John. Yeah. I think as you get towards the end of the season, people get tired and they just. It looks dodgy, but they're just getting tired out. And if you keep the same team on, which Crawley have got to because they haven't got a depth squad, you're going to find people. Yeah, you're going to find them looking tired and just they think that they're doing a good job and going for that ball, but. Yeah, it disappears and they get the leg instead. They didn't mean to, but it just looks it looks 10 times worse, doesn't it? As Charlton kick it long into the box. As we were thinking Reading would, but they we'll go back and have a look at it. Hills gets it for Stockport. At the minute, the one team that's doing the kick and run it appears to be Charlton. In this game. They try kicking it out, Charlton, but it goes. When they Stockport cross it in, and it's out for a Charlton goal kick. I think Stockport. It's only time till Stockport to get a goal there. It's still Nottingham Forest 0, Man City 0. It's Coventry 2, Stoke 0, Watford 1, Millwall 0. Crawley, we're going to go to this one. Crawley 0, Reading 1. Reading offside as we go in there. And Crawley just seem to be just unlucky at the minute. They do look tired, don't they? I think. Let's have a look at the stats as we wait for that. As we wait for that to be taken. 64% possession to Reading. 4 shots, 2 on target, 1 in the net. Although realistically it was offside. 3 shots to Crawley.
They just look a little bit too light on the numbers. Reading seem to get numbers back very well and defend very well.
The whole every single figure on there is sort of just a third tilted to Reading. More passes, more possession, more times in the final box. And again, you get a yellow card for Crawley.
Yeah, we're 2.5 minutes from the break.
Oh dear God! Do you think there's going to be a red card here? Was it the last game? Was it Crawley Cambridge last time? It was, wasn't it? Last weekend, Crawley Cambridge 1 red card each. No, that's you can't give any other manager a red card, a yellow or a red card, other than Steve Evans. If anybody gets a yellow card, it's going to be Steve Evans. Absolutely, he's going to find something to moan about. As Reading kick it into the box and then Crawley Town kick it out the opposite side, and Reading have a decent throw in here from the left hand side. Just about equal with the box. Will they do it short or will they do it long? Short to Savage. 1-2 with Garcia. Just trying to get in. Oh, cross it in. Oh, Bowden. Oh, no. Barker gets away with that one. Nicks it. Good cross, but Barker's there. Barker read that one nice and well. And kicks it out for a Reading throw-in on the other side. Oh, that was a long one, and it went out for a goal kick to Crawley. So that was a wasted long throw. I thought they might do a bit better with that one.
For Crawley, these last few minutes, look, I'm sure they could from this goal kick get a ball forward, create a chance to love it. But is it more about let's maybe get in at half time, as you said, maybe tweak some tactics? Yeah, a bit of damage limitation and just try and get themselves in.
Damage limitation. The commentator saying it's damage limitation now. They're only 1-0 down, but they just don't seem like getting back into it, do they? Walcott straight down the middle, straight into Binden's path, and injury time here 1 minute. So and then Reading give it another long ball, like you were saying, the long ball over the top, and Walcott gets that one straight away, kicks it straight out. It's not very long to go now. It's Crawley try and attack it through the middle, down to the left hand side. Swan gets it on a second attempt, tries to move, gets both sides. He's got players on both sides of him, loses it, but then Anderson manages to nick it from the melee and crosses it straight to the right hand side. Adeyemo on the right for Crawley Town. Crosses it in, but Binden's there again. Binden's doing a sterling job. Kicks it out for his Malaki. Back to Adeyemo on the right hand side, and no doubt this is going to get crossed in. Dusbury goes to far sticks, and Anderson gets passed back to Anderson, and cross Malaki off target, and should do better. There's such a good build-up play, and such a good build-up play, and that's it. Half time at Crawley. It's Crawley 0, Reading 1.
But the referee's whistle does go. Just see a quick chance there. Nearly tested Pereira.
Let's have a quick look at it's 2 minutes extra time at Nottingham Forest. Let's look at the stats, because we've not been here too often. It's moved up now. It's 2 shots to Nottingham Forest, 1 on target. It's 7 shots to Manchester City, 1 on target. At least they've managed to get 1 on target. City just not. They're getting nearly to the box with the looks of it, but just not quite getting close enough to have a decent close shot at target. Most of them from not a long distance away,
but Brofield Stadium between Crawley and Reading. It's been a fast, ferocious.
A fairly long shots. As Williams gives it to Santos for Forest on the right, gives White. Santos just calming it down, trying to get it down the left flank there, but Savino nicks it. But Williams, good tackle, gets it off him, passes it back to Santos. Williams, a couple of 1-2s between Santos and Williams. Alanga now. Oh, Silva grabs that one for Man City, right where he needs to as well. Had he not gone in for that, that would have been a quite a dangerous cross. But De Silva manages to make sure that one's took care of. So we've got another 20 seconds. Nunes and Silva playing it along their back right side. They don't seem to be in any rush, Manchester City, I tell you that. Ederson. And it's half. Is it? It shouldn't be half time. It is. It's classed as half time. It's been called 5 seconds early at Nottingham Forest. I was surprised that they don't argue that one. It was actually called 5 seconds early, just as City were just sitting back and waiting for it. So it's half time at Nottingham. Nottingham Forest 0, Man City 0. It's half time at Watford. Watford 1, Millwall 0. Make sure I've got these on here. And it's Coventry 2, Stoke 0. Yeah, Millwall, Watford 1, Millwall 0. Yeah. Crawley 0, Reading 1. Yeah, shouldn't have been that, should it? Bloody field hockey. Might take up running. Oh, no, it's... And some of the fields are absolutely bloody awful. Like the Reading's pitch is the Birmingham fans were really getting at Reading for their pitch. They call it a dog walker's pitch. Some of these pitches are like a bit iffy at best. Stockport County 0, Charlton 0. Anybody on? We've still got Coventry playing. Coventry 2, Stoke 0. 49. We're on to about 50 minutes now. We're on 4.5 minutes of 3 minutes extra time at Coventry. As Grimes has it, Kitching across to Thomas. We should be calling it a day. That's 5 minutes of 3 minutes extra time at Coventry. Kitching. Oh, now that's a probe right down the right hand side, but Victor Janssen manages to get it at the second pass. And yes, it's half time. Coventry 2, Stoke 0. I'm going for a coffee. I'll leave you with Reading, and we'll be right back. We'll put that one on, shall we? We'll see you. I'll see you after the coffee. And perhaps you can come down here and join me at the half marathon in Gosport in November, Roy. I'll see you on the start line. Yeah.
The half-hour mark, Nibs' header was taken down on the chest of Hatiomihan. It was a brilliant takedown. And then he half-volleyed it 11 yards into the bottom right-hand corner for his third goal of the season. Lovely taking goal, and he's given Reading the lead, but Crawley have it all to do in the second half. Half-time, it's Crawley 0, Reading 1. Half-time at Brofield Stadium between Crawley and Reading. It's been a fast, ferocious half, not much in terms of chances, and it took a minute before the half-hour mark. Nibs' header was taken down on the chest of Hatiomihan. It was a brilliant takedown, and then he half-volleyed it 11 yards into the bottom right-hand corner for his third goal of the season. Lovely taking goal, and he's given Reading the lead, but Crawley have it all to do in the second half. Half-time, it's Crawley 0, Reading 1. Half-time at Brofield Stadium between Crawley and Reading. It's been a fast, ferocious half, not much in terms of chances, and it took a minute before the half-hour mark. Nibs' header was taken down on the chest of Hatiomihan. It was a brilliant takedown, and then he half-volleyed it 11 yards into the bottom right-hand corner for his third goal of the season. Lovely taking goal, and he's given Reading the lead, but Crawley have it all to do in the second half. Half-time, it's Crawley 0, Reading 1. Half-time at Brofield Stadium between Crawley and Reading. It's been a fast, ferocious half. Not much in terms of chances, and it took a minute before the half-hour mark. Nibs' header was taken down on the chest of Hattie Omihan. It was a brilliant takedown. And then he half-volleyed it 11 yards into the bottom right-hand corner for his third goal of the season. Lovely taking goal. And he's given Reading the lead, but Crawley have it all to do in the second half. Half-time, it's Crawley 0, Reading 1. Half-time at Broadfield Stadium between Crawley and Reading. It's been a fast, ferocious half. Not much in terms of chances, and it took a minute before the half-hour mark. Nibs' header was taken down on the chest of Hattie Omihan. It was a brilliant takedown. And then he half-volleyed it 11 yards into the bottom right-hand corner for his third goal of the season. Lovely taking goal. And he's given Reading the lead, but Crawley have it all to do in the second half. Half-time, it's Crawley 0, Reading 1. Half-time at Broadfield Stadium between Crawley and Reading. It's been a fast, ferocious half. Not much in terms of chances, and it took a minute before the half-hour mark. Nibs' header was taken down on the chest of Hattie Omihan. It was a brilliant takedown. And then he half-volleyed it 11 yards into the bottom right-hand corner for his third goal of the season. Lovely taking goal. And he's given Reading the lead, but Crawley have it all to do in the second half. Half-time, it's Crawley 0, Reading 1. Half-time at Broadfield Stadium between Crawley and Reading. It's been a fast, ferocious half. Not much in terms of chances, and it took a minute before the half-hour mark. Nibs' header was taken down on the chest of Hattie Omihan. It was a brilliant takedown. And then he half-volleyed it 11 yards into the bottom right-hand corner for his third goal of the season. Lovely taking goal. And he's given Reading the lead, but Crawley have it all to do in the second half. Half-time, it's Crawley 0, Reading 1. Half-time at Broadfield Stadium between Crawley and Reading. It's been a fast, ferocious half. Not much in terms of chances, and it took a minute before the half-hour mark. Nibs' header was taken down on the chest of Hattie Omihan. It was a brilliant takedown. And then he half-volleyed it 11 yards into the bottom right-hand corner for his third goal of the season. Lovely taking goal. And he's given Reading the lead, but Crawley have it all to do in the second half. Half-time, it's Crawley 0, Reading 1. Half-time at Broadfield Stadium between Crawley and Reading. It's been a fast, ferocious half. Not much in terms of chances, and it took a minute before the half-hour mark. Nibs' header was taken down on the chest of Hattie Omihan. It was a brilliant takedown. And then he half-volleyed it 11 yards into the bottom right-hand corner for his third goal of the season. Lovely taking goal. And he's given Reading the lead, but Crawley have it all to do in the second half. Half-time, it's Crawley 0, Reading 1. Half-time at Broadfield Stadium between Crawley and Reading. It's been a fast, ferocious half. Not much in terms of chances, and it took a minute before the half-hour mark. Nibs' header was taken down on the chest of Hattie Omihan. It was a brilliant takedown. Then he half-volleyed it 11 yards into the bottom right-hand corner for his third goal of the season. Lovely taking goal. And he's given Reading the lead, but Crawley have it all to do in the second half. Half-time, it's Crawley 0, Reading 1. Half-time at Broadfield Stadium between Crawley and Reading. It's been a fast, ferocious half. Not much in terms of chances, and it took a minute before the half-hour mark. Nibs' header was taken down on the chest of Hattie Omihan. It was a brilliant takedown. And then he half-volleyed it 11 yards into the bottom right-hand corner for his third goal of the season. Lovely taking goal. And he's given Reading the lead, but Crawley have it all to do in the second half. Half-time, it's Crawley 0, Reading 1. Half-time at Broadfield Stadium between Crawley and Reading. It's been a fast, ferocious half. Not much in terms of chances, and it took a minute before the half-hour mark. Nibs' header was taken down on the chest of Hattie Omihan. It was a brilliant takedown. And then he half-volleyed it 11 yards into the bottom right-hand corner for his third goal of the season. Lovely taking goal. And he's given Reading the lead, but Crawley have it all to do in the second half. Half-time, it's Crawley 0, Reading 1. Half-time at Broadfield Stadium between Crawley and Reading. It's been a fast, ferocious half. Not much in terms of chances, and it took a minute before the half-hour mark. Nibs' header was taken down on the chest of Hattie Omihan.
Brilliant. Do hate it when it turns itself off.
Hattie Omihan. It was a brilliant takedown. And then he half-volleyed it 11 yards into the bottom right-hand corner for his third goal of the season. Lovely taking goal. And he's given Reading the lead, but Crawley have it all to do in the second half. Half-time, it's Crawley 0, Reading 1. Half-time at Broadfield Stadium between Crawley and Reading. It's been a fast, ferocious half. Not much in terms of chances, and it took a minute before the half-hour mark. Nibs' header was taken down on the chest of Hattie Omihan. It was a brilliant takedown. And then he half-volleyed it 11 yards into the bottom right-hand corner for his third goal of the season. Lovely taking goal.
I'm gonna book a ticket for me and Roy to do the half marathon in Gosport.
It's been a fast, ferocious half. Not much in terms of chances.
He's taking the piss out of football. He's going to have to do it now.
Was taken down on the chest of Hati Omihan. It was a brilliant takedown. Then he half volleyed it 11 yards into the bottom right-hand corner for his third goal of the season. Lovely taking goal. And he's given Reading the lead, but Crawley have it all to do in the second half. Half-time, it's Crawley 0, Reading 1.
So, what did we say about this afternoon's games?
Not much in terms of chances, and it took a minute before.
So we said Barnsley, Blackburn. Blackpool, Barnsley, Blackpool. We wish it was Blackburn, don't we? Barnsley, Blackpool. A lot of people saying draws. I went with 2-1 for Barnsley. I think they just might.
Not much in terms of chances, and it took a minute before the half-hour mark. Nibs' head was taken down on the chest of Hati Omihan. It was a brilliant takedown. Then he half-volleyed it 11 yards into the
How can you break 2 ribs at a hockey?
Lovely taking.
That's impossible, isn't it? Well, somebody got the hockey stick and went whack. Or tripped you up. Oh, right. Come on, you're going to tell us how you break 2 ribs at hockey. Ball in me. Ow! Ouch! They're bloody hard, them things, aren't they?
Lovely taking goal. And he's given Reading the lead, but Crawley have it all to do in the second half.
I'm too old to be doing things like that, I really am. I'm way too old to be doing dangerous sports like anything with a hard ball. Even golf. No. I'd probably get in the way and I'd probably get whacked by it. Or a flying club. Whee! Oh, shit. Oh, sorry, John. Birmingham versus Lincoln, and Birmingham have got Stansfield. Birmingham Stansfield is back, is in the starting lineup. 2-1 to Birmingham. I think Birmingham are going to walk this one. Bristol Rovers, I think the only chance of us not... I don't know if their goalkeeper's back. It didn't look that bad. Wife banned me.
Crawley have it all to do in the second half. Half-time, it's Crawley 0, Reading 1. Half-time at Broadfield Stadium between Crawley and
Bristol Rovers Huddersfield's an interesting one. Because will Huddersfield turn this season around a second time? It's hard to see.
Lovely taking goal. And he's given Reading the lead, but Crawley have it all to do in the second half. Half-time, it's Crawley 0.
I think Birmingham will be certainly winners. I got 2-1, but I can't see them. No, they'll not be drawing that one. Burton Bolton, I've got 2-0 to Bolton.
Lovely taking goal. And he's given Reading the lead, but Crawley have it all to do in the second half. Half-time, it's Crawley 0.
Wrexham Rotherham. I've gone for Wrexham 2, Rotherham 1. It could be 4-1 to Wrexham.
Brilliant takedown. And then he half-volleyed it 11 yards into the bottom right-hand corner for his third goal of the season.
Stevenage Mansfield.
And he's given Reading the lead, but Crawley have it all to do in the second half.
Burton. I can't find Burton. Where
It's been a fast, ferocious half. Not much in terms of chances, and it took a minute before the half-hour.
I can't find Burton. Where the bloody hell's Burton gone? Oh, the Burton Bolton. Yeah, 1-1. Yeah, not many people thinking that's going to be a draw, but Burton keep pulling out 1 or 2 really good games, don't they? And nothing started. Oh, yeah, 1 started. Stockport's just started. We can go that one. I've got 1-0 to Stevenage, but I really couldn't. I think it's going to be 1-0 either way. So it's Walsall 1, Grimsby 2. It went into half time, Walsall 1, Grimsby 2. So Grimsby got a late goal there. Let's have a look at that. That must have been quite late. It was a penalty for Grimsby on 44 minutes. So yeah, it was just before 45 minutes on 44.
And we're back live.
Oh, we're back. Yes, as Crawley has now set off.
Crawley versus Reading.
Stockport versus Charlton. Charlton now going back down the right-hand side, but lose it to Stockport.
Right-hand corner. Crawley have asked a couple of questions, but fairly defensively sound and not committing too many bodies going forward.
You know, I don't know about you, but you know when you get to a game and you think, oh, as a neutral, you think, I wish I hadn't to come here. The Stockport-Charlton one has had 2 shots on target in the entire 45 minutes. 2 shots in 45 minutes. 2 shots in 47 minutes. As Stockport do a lame ball into the box and Charlton kick it out. Norwood kicks it back in. Jones kicks it out. Olaf kicks it back in. Oh man, no, Campbell kicks it back out. Okay, we've got Jones in with Charlton now in the box. Will he keep the ball? Can we have more than 2 passes? Oh, we've had 3 passes. Gillespie now for Charlton. They're usually really good. 2-1 Stevenage. I think they've just got the edge and they've kept that consistency, haven't they? I just can't see where you're going to score. I mean, we saw that game where Mansfield swapped things around a little bit to see whether they could get a good front 2 by constantly changing them. And I thought they'd done something because it did seem to work, one of the pairings, but it's just not worked, has it? Charlton now throw in from the left-hand side, halfway through the Stockport half. Alongside us in League One, Stockport Charlton remains goalless. Gets crossed to the far side, but Rydell nicks that one for Stockport, and he'll try and will he try and run down the left, or will he pass it back? Oh, he's going to pass it back. He gets back to the goalkeeper. Top of the table, Walsall 1, Grimsby 2, and kicks it out straight to Charlton, and it just comes straight back into the box. But fortunately for Stockport, they managed to grab that one and cross to Campbell to nick it for Charlton. We need a bit of class in this game. There's no class. There's no. I keep saying Charlton can play technical football, but as Leeburn nicks it, but just cannot. He couldn't keep getting a good head to it. Gets kicked out to Doherty for Charlton, and Charlton can try and nope, they're going to pull it all the way back to Mannion. We're slightly topping out. Let's just lower the volume a little bit. So Campbell now, back to Edwards, Connor Coventry. Into Malarkey and all the way back to Ramsey, Edwards coming backwards. Shoot it down the left flank, but Norwood gets it, and Charlton player kicks it out. Charlton, Stockport throwing on their right. Left hand side, it's coming low. He dragged it back, and it didn't really have the pace on it, and it's allowed Reading to get back and defend it very well once again. But should have been really given the certainly, Reading are on the defence. Actually, Reading are actually spent 5 minutes in their own box at the minute. Sounds it. We're watching, just watching.
Oh, it's just too in front of camera, and won it high up. Credit to them. Wallacott with a mistake, ball put across, but just in front of his man.
Stockport having another throw in on the right hand side.
Garcia down the line for Camara. He fancies his chances against his man.
All strikers not available. Even one from Blackpool is injured, and Aikens has personally. Oh, great! We had similar last year in midfield, central midfield. We had 6 central midfielders. Every one of them were injured, and it was like we've got no defenders. We've got no bloody defenders. We couldn't do anything. It's like, no wonder we were at the bottom. We had no defenders. Every one of them injured.
He's waiting for a run. He's slipped it inside to the edge of the box. That's a nice ball. Can they get a
Campbell.
shot? Waiting, trying to look for a shot. Does eventually come in, and it's blocked. It was Doyle with the effort. Cammy Doyle on the edge of the box.
Doherty. Charlton are just like trying to keep the ball at least. They are actually trying to keep it.
Do look good. It's all about throwing their bodies forward, which they didn't do.
You could loan one of Rotherham's. Rotherham's got 6. We played. I've forgotten who it was. We played. We lost the last of the game that we lost 3 games ago. We ended the game with 6 strikers on the pitch. 6 strikers. Right, what sort of manager puts 6 strikers on the pitch when you lose? Oh, we're losing, we'll put another striker on. 6 of the bloody things! Rotherham fans are just looking at the manager and thinking, has he got a hope in hell? Does he know what he's on about? As Collar has a shot for Stockport and it's wide, but they are certainly getting closer now, Stockport. It actually does look like Stockport may nick this one. If it is, it's going to be 1-0. If it is not, it's certainly not going to be a hefty win. Oh, as Wootton has a shot and that's off target, and yeah, again, it's all Stockport at the minute.
That's the one thing I will say, and I don't think we've covered it enough. We've touched on it a couple of times, but you do have to say Reading's
Perhaps we should speak to each other and sort of mix the team together and get a good team out of it. Because our defence is shocking. We've got great strikers. We've got 6 strikers. Yeah, they're all garbage. Oh. Wootton now for Stockport, running down, pass halfway, running down the right hand side, gets near the box. Oh, Campbell intercepts it, kicks it right, it almost kicks it out, but Wootton managed to get it before. Charlton from the left hand side, all the way across the right hand side, and. But Small couldn't quite keep it in. Throw in. Ollie Norwood for Stockport. Camps, Olaf. They're all clamped together. Come on, stop playing schoolboy football. Camps for Stockport. See, that's the issue. You all play crunched up in one quarter of the pitch, so they try and give it to the right hand side, far right. There's nobody there. Goes out for a throw in to Charlton. And then Charlton, that was a bad throw-in, gets across into the middle. Stockport County, down the middle. Bate. Down to Gillespie. Gillespie nicks that one, kicks it out. Stockport County. Stockport County throw-in.
We'll have another look at the replay. John Jules backing into his man.
There was a bad tackle there by Charlton. He seemed to have got away with it.
The defender's gone for a bit of a zigzag and
Collar for Stockport, back to Hills. Back to Adai, and they'll build it from the back. Oh, straight over the top to Charlton defence. Wasted ball, Doherty. So I'm getting tired of that one. That's getting boring. Yeah, I'm going to have a look at this Wimbledon game. Rotherfield. Yeah. Manstherham. I love that one. Manstherham sounds good, doesn't it? Manstherham. Rotherfield. No, Rotherfield sounds too normal, doesn't it? Definitely Manstherham. We haven't got a good defender amongst us. Imagine we've got lots of strikers. We just haven't got any that are any good. Oh dear, Jota for Notts County. Let's see the stats. Oh, Wimbledon have only had 13 shots, 5 on target. What happened with the net? What happened with the rest of the game? They seem to be pegged back a bit by Notts County. Sort of not really coming back into it, but they've certainly stopped the flow from the Wimbledon side, which is really strange. They didn't look like doing it.
As they face their own goal, goes back to the keeper.
Crawley, we'll carry on with Reading had a good run in then from the left wing, and Crawley sort of managed to intercept it in the box and kick it out. Bindon now in midfield. Couple of 1-2s, trying to keep the ball. Back to the goalkeeper who kicks it long, trying to get Habisham. Doesn't get him on the first ball, but it does get him on the second ball. Gives it to Kamara, who then passes it back. Tries to get to Garcia, but he misses it. But Garcia managed to get it at the second attempt. Pushes it forward, but Jules and Adeyemo managed to combine to get that one. Doyle, Strickland, a couple of tackles, but he just couldn't get it into Brifa. But he does this time. Oh! Hang on, Joe Pereira. Oh, Joe Pereira can kick it out.
For a second, they may have just been in there, but they've cleared the lines there and all the way back to Willicott in the end.
It was quite a dangerous Crawley attack then, but then Reading sort of panicked a little bit and just managed to kick it out. Only as far as Crawley there. Crawley attacking again with Fraser. How on earth did Habisham get that one? Christ, crossing it back to the the opposite side, but Barker gets it for 4-4-1-1.
I'd say maybe Reading had the best opportunity for a chance to put the ball out of the field and a ball into the box.
So shifted one.
Apart from that, they haven't been much from Reading, but as you said as well, they did really well this afternoon.
Oh, Crawley are now making a substitution.
Kamara can keep that in. It's a bit of a loose touch. It was zipped into him. He was caught slightly on his heels.
I'll see what they've done actually as far as.
To the Red Devils, and speaking of,
this is the first substitution for Crawley.
It may just be the man that
first substitution of the game actually.
First half, Louis Watson. Early in the second half, I should say. It looks like Kamara is going to be coming on, and yes, it is. So. Louis Watson makes way.
Watson off, Kamara on.
Kamara comes into the field.
Swan, ooh, Doyle, Swan, oh, Harvey Nibbs nicks that one, but he tries tapping it out, only as far as Doyle, and Doyle now comes straight back into the box.
Unwilling to press players forward, but here we go to the right hand side, ball flashed across, bit of an awkward height. We may have just now hit double figures for offsides, Raph, because flag goes up. Swan
oh dear, another offside.
Nor head high, and it's a bit of that awkward angle. Zipped with so much pace.
As I said, double figures for offsides. So how bad is this? Every time one side goes forward, it's like, oh, offside. Yeah, I think it shows it, doesn't it? I mean, you said before, Crawley were looking a bit dogged from the start. They did have good depth. They came up from League Two with decent depth. They didn't really strengthen the squad in summer, but they did enough. They got that striker from non-league, didn't they? And they were playing okay, but they just seem to. I think what's done them is that they've been playing that 35 minutes of really high tempo, really high energy game, and then they've been knackering themselves for the rest of the game, and they've been losing the games heavily. Well, like 4-3 and things like that. But that seems to have knackered them totally, and now they're showing signs of being quite fatigued, which I think that's why they've started to level it off.
It's the important part, trying to get the ball in the box with the outside of the boot again, but it's come off a ready man, and they do have themselves a corner.
Crawley have a corner here. They went down the left-hand side, tried ebbing it in, but Strickland managed to get to that one and just nick it straight out. Yeah, I mean, they've just played so many games on this high tempo for 40 minutes, and I don't. Hindsight's great, isn't it, Roy? You know, you can always look back in hindsight and say, "Oh, yeah, you know that they shouldn't have done that," but that they thought it was going to work. Kamara. Kamara back to Adeyemo. Adeyemo! He comes in, but Joel Pereira manages to get to that one easily in the end. It was We really thought that might have been a better shot from Adeyemo.
But the execution, it was miles off. And you told about getting a good ball in the box. I always think if you go short, it has to be perfection.
Yeah, but again, if that ball, it just is trying to be deep near it.
Ooh, Reading through, over the top to Barker. Barker kicks it back, Reading kicks it back. Stop doing ping pong football. Louis Radcliffe now for Crawley, tries pushing it through. Oh, substitution for Reading now. I think that's offside again. The Reading substitution now.
Mamadi Kamara is going to come off. He's run his race on that left-hand side. Been fairly busy, but Kem Campbell's going to come on. And the goal scorer's coming off in the end. So
taking the goal scorer off.
Superbly taken.
Double substitution.
Goal, it has to be said. So
I really hope that Reading don't think that they're going to do a park the bus in the box. I just got a feeling they're going to park the bus in the box. Campbell now loses it to Malarkey. Malarkey to Lewis Wing. We've obviously started. The only way Mansfield and Crawley would stay up with is hard work. Yeah, which is what they've tried, isn't it? But they could only do hard work for 35 minutes. And then they were that knackered they couldn't do any more. And that's when they were losing the goals. They were always losing the goals after it's like I said earlier on. They went 4-1 up at half time against Exeter, and I was talking to an Exeter supporter. I didn't realise that that's what it was. And the Exeter supporter said, "We're all leaving at half time," and then all of a sudden, by full time, it's 4-4. He says they just disappeared off the face of the football pitch in the second half. Weird.
62.5 on the clock. Pereira's left foot's going to kick this one long.
Anderson.
And the other thing is that the two very attacking substitutions,
gets that one. Camara.
Where they are in Noel Hunt and his tactics.
Fraser.
They see this
Adeyemo. Zigzagging it across now. Camara. Across Fraser. Oh, left hand side. Oh, Abrefa nicks that one for Reading at the right time. That would have been a good cross as well. Abrefa runs out of trouble, kicks it long over the midfield of Crawley and into the defence where Wallacott can gather that. Kicks it out to Malarkey. Oh, a Millwall equaliser, is it? Yep, just got on Millwall equaliser. Something is happening at Coventry. I'll put this one on, but so Coventry have just had an injury as we came in, and it looks like he's been replaced, so that must be a bad one.
Welshman Kem Campbell has done. He's got a man on his back.
Put the Millwall equaliser in.
The easiest yellow card of this afternoon, as he is stopped in his tracks. I don't want to call him clever yellow cards because that sort of
Berger. Oh, Stoke cross it, but De Silva grabs it for Coventry. And Coventry. Oh, that's not a good kick out. And Thompson now can pass it to the right wing. Cross it in, but bad cross goes out for a goal kick to Coventry. 59 minutes here. Let's have a look at the timeline. So for Coventry, we've just had Thomas Asante come on for Mason Clark. So straight after a bad tackle, and then you get Mason Clark gets pulled off just as I went into the game.
Referee had to wait for him to get back to his feet. He is back to his feet now and receives that yellow card. And Ben Radcliffe is walking fairly heavily on that left leg, isn't he? So on the right leg, I should say. So 65.
So Watford 1, Millwall 1. Coventry 2, Stoke 0. Let's go to the Nottingham Forest game. We'll go stats first.
does look in all sorts of pain, doesn't it?
It's sort of 20% extra Man City as far as gameplay. 4 shots to Nottingham Forest, 2 on target. 8 shots to Man City, 1 on target. We've only had 1 shot for Man City in this second half, and that was off target. Man City not really clicking in this second half. Anderson for Nottingham Forest down the left. Let's see if they can get anywhere. Oh, kicks it forward, but that's a Man City throw.
And yeah, good decision by the linesman in the end, so that'll be a free kick. I think it's a good time to hand you over. We're just shy of halfway. I mean, half
and
so,
throws it in, but gives it back to Nottingham Forest with Anderson. Dominguez comes it through. Gibbs White, and it's off target. And that was a good ball through there from all the way back from middle of the Nottingham Forest half, and it was a really quick manoeuvre. And yeah, last ditch tackle, foul, lol. Gibbs White. I'm on the Nottingham Forest game at the minute. Gibbs White, oh, down across the right hand side, through to Wood. Wood loses it to Guardiol. For Man City, and he's got to be careful because he keeps going. He was edged into that corner or into the side and pegged in by Forest players. And they try sliding it down that left flank, and actually it comes across and gets shot, but it's the shot is off target, bounces off a defender. Aina now still doing a good job, runs it into the left at that right hand corner for them, pushes it forward, but Man City gather it in midfield. Foden now for Manchester City. Lewis now on the right flank. Doku now. It's really slow play from Man City. It's like yawn football. This is so slow. There's no enthusiasm there, and they lose it. It's like they've just lost it cheap to Williams. Gives it to Wood for Forest, and that was just a wasted attack. It like just sauntering it into the go through the side. Hudson-Odoi, can he get into? Yeah, he's gone into the other half. He's crossed it. It's to Wood. Wood has a shot. Oh, Odoi shot. No, Guardiol. Guardiol manages to kick that one out, and there's 2 shots there in quick succession. Guardiol kicks it as far as he can, and Forest are on the attack again, and he kicks it in, and Guardiol again kicks it straight back out. And he's having his work cut out, Guardiol at the back. Really is. Williams now gives it to Anderson. Santos, Williams. And Forest are sensing the blood here. They really are. They're down the middle. Alanga now, not seen him for a minute or two. Dominguez. Nemenkovic, Alanga, Aina is running forward, crosses it in, and Edison there kicks it back out, and I'll tell you what, Forest is sensing, Forest are really sensing it here. At the minute, oh no, City down the left flank, Savino. He's playing silly arse, but I tell you what, he's keeping the ball. He's being a bit selfish. He could have crossed it to the right-hand side, but he doesn't. Instead, he crosses it straight in, passes it in. Doku! And Doku manages to bounce it off a defender. It was Santos. And gets it back, kicks it back out in, but from like yards away, Santos kicks it back out. Foden now. And, oh God, Kovacic. Lewis. Kovacic. They're just outside the box, but they're not really No, in a lame ball in, and Williams again is the guy to kick it straight back out for a throw into Man City. I mean, they don't look like scoring. I mean, watch me say that and they bloody score, but our City playing for a draw. Yeah, it looks like they are. It really does look like they are. Man City are making a substitution now. But are they making a double substitution? So far, they've taken off Nunes. They've taken off. They've taken off Savino. Gonzalez, Foden, jeez, and they're now going to have on Lewis, De Bruyne, Kovacic, and Marmoush. So Marmoush and De Bruyne are coming on. Dominguez now for Nottingham Forest. They're going down that left-hand side quite a lot.
And grab a goal and
have a look at some of the other games. So it's now Grimsby. It's now Walsall 1, Grimsby 3, Wimbledon still 2, Notts County 0, and they seem to have slowed that. Oh, Grimsby scored. They seem to have slowed down the pace of Wimbledon, haven't they? It's that manic 30 minutes, and all of a sudden they've slowed it down. It's still 1-0 to Reading. That's the only goal in League One is the Reading goal, and even that was offside as Doku comes down the left for Man City. This could be dangerous. Is pulling. Is doing what I said they don't do in Premier League. Is going down the left, pulling the defenders across to the left, to the right, and gets it. Oh, the cross is just bad. And it goes out for a Forest goal kick. The attacks by City are, at the minute, lame. They got good intent, but they seem to have gone back to basics. You know, like go to the attack, go to the defence, pull them across, thread it through into the. But it's not really working. And they end up trying to pass it through a crowd of defenders they haven't shifted. It's almost like the City boss has gone for let's go back to basics. Doku now, don't you dare go off on me. Doku, 1-2 with midfield, back into De Bruyne now. Oh, De Bruyne, he can try and do something here. He needs to pull a couple of defenders across, but he can't do it. He uses Doku instead. Tries to do a 1-2 with Doku and Marmoush as a triangle. Can't get through. Kovacic. The defensive line of Stoke goal. Stoke goal. Yep, indeed. Coventry 2, Stoke 1, and I'm busy watching the Nottingham game, and Stoke have indeed scored. Coventry 2, Stoke 1, and that is one of those games that I couldn't see Stoke scoring, to be quite honest. We'll keep going back to that one, but can they get a draw? It's Watford 1, Millwall 1. So yeah, will we see a? Let's have a. We'll go into the Coventry game. Stoke City now with Wilmot. Oh, the stats as well. Let's just have a quick look. Actually, Stoke City are on top. Stoke City are actually on top. Coventry 6 shots, 2 on target. Stoke 7 shots, 3 on target. Coventry 2 shots on target, 2 in the net. Poor old Stoke, 3 shots on target, 1 in the net. The rest of it is actually the XG is 1.56 for Stoke and 0.29 for Coventry. So they're doing wonders with what they've got.
Yeah, and you mentioned that Reading's
Wilmot now.
Now they've got the lead. They have done that, and it's like, well, it's up to you, Crawley. Come at us.
Pass it around the defence.
Deal with what you've got, and they haven't shown their hand. They haven't shown their strongest hand, Crawley, and I don't think it's been an easy second half for Reading.
Doesn't sound like Crawley are going to do anything here. They seem to be just sitting back a little bit. They can't afford to sit back. I think the wind's just been blown out of them. They just haven't got any energy left.
Nearly falls for Nibs. It was a header that was flicked on, and unfortunately he makes a run to the left-hand side. The flick on is quite central, and it's just he can't get his balance back. If he runs onto that well or takes a
good flick on header there, but still there's
absolutely nothing. There was a half chance there. But what I was saying is,
he occasionally gets some good moments in the Reading game.
I think Crawley. I think the first half an hour there was some good box-to-box football. I think there was some good things to play. In the last 15 minutes, I thought
They just died down. They just look they look tired. Headless chickens.
Oh, absolutely. 3 points. They had the attacking substitutions. Maybe looked like they were going to press on, but maybe just Reading are happy to press ever so slightly, but not leave themselves too.
What now for Stoke?
They'd be happy to see out the
This game is going really slowly now. I don't know what Stoke are thinking they're doing. They're just keeping the ball. They're like, let's just keep the ball. But it's as I like to see a bit of more action in a game. At the minute, they've only just started to turn the tables. It's been Coventry all second half by quite a way, but now Stoke just starting to try and do something in keeping it in midfield, but not really doing anything with it. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Watford, Millwall. Watford, let's have a look at the stats for that. 60% possession to Watford, 13 shots to Watford, 3 on target, 1 in the net. They really do need to be getting more on target from 13. I mean, it's a decent amount, but 60% possession, yeah, probably. Yeah, you'd expect them to be on about 18, 19 by the end of the game. But 6 shots, 2 on target, 1 in the net for Millwall. They've just and from 40% possession is pretty good. They do seem to be. I think they're a little bit more technical. They're a little bit more precision to Millwall's play at the minute. They say that and they go and lose it to Bashira right in their own box. Is that a touch of death saying that? And he kicks it and goes out. I tell you what, Millwall lost it in the box there. And if Watford had had the head around them, they could have got a goal there really easily. But they just didn't. They didn't get the speed. And just as I'm saying, what Millwall are more precision. They go and do something stupid like that in their own box. Watford kick it long and they get right into the box. Jensen kicks it back out, but now Pollock gets it in the midfield for Watford. He tries kicking it down the right wing, but Millwall will try kicking it back up the same wing. Pollock gets it as it crosses across. Commentators curse, absolutely. Oh, they're bound to win this. Oh, shit, they've lost it. Mitchell for Millwall, and Millwall now attacking down the left-hand side. Watch it, he's going to go backwards, you watch. He's coming across a Watford back line. He's not going anywhere. So slow this game, so slow. That's 2 games that are going quite slow. Both the championship games seem to have just ground to a halt. Not a great deal going on in either of those, to be quite honest. We'll go Crawley Reading. So you're listening to Crawley Reading. Oh, Crawley substitution. So Crawley have done 2 attacking substitutions. Let's see what they do here, because they've got 10 minutes. They really do have to start doing something. Adiemo coming off. Oh. Now he's been going quite well down that wing, and he's sort of like getting into the wing, crossing it in, or sort of coming in from the side, and he has been doing quite well, but Barker now for Crawley, Ibrahim, Camera.
Yeah, he looked positive
Malarkey.
on the ball, and when he did carry it forward,
Quertina.
venturing forward, maybe as much as you'd like to see. Did a lot of unselfish work at the back.
Down the right hand side for Crawley, and no, that's out, and it's a Reading substitution now.
Crawley had themselves a free kick, just shy of halfway inside the Reading half, and it looks like
he's given a free kick.
Right. And I don't mind that at all.
Substitution anyway for Reading. We'll wait for that one. Crawley are getting into that final third, but they just don't see that. It's like they had a good chance had they sort of just got that final ball, but there's no final ball. They're getting in there, but there's no final. So Reading are going defensive here, right? Okay.
No, absolutely not. He's got the fresh legs to deal with.
Oh, Barker nearly nicks it for Crawley in the 6-yard box.
Yeah, sensible substitution.
Reading pass it back to Pereira to kick out because it does. Goes down the right hand side to Nibs. If they lose to the offside goal. Yeah, I know. What everybody was looking at the lino, thinking, "Well, come on then, lift your flag." He's like, "Oh, he's not done it." Bindon now, back to Bindon in defence. Reading now really pulling it back. Let's just keep it 1-0. They really are going for this 1-0 win.
Yeah, and they haven't shown enough, like I say, they haven't shown their hand in the second half. It has to be said, haven't wanted it enough by the looks of it, and Reading just happy to just coast
down the left to Wareham, loses it, but gets it on the second ball. Ibrahim tackles Savage, but Savage comes away with it. Camera managed to get that. A fair few tackles coming in there, but Reading seem to have come away with it. No, Barker tackle intercepts it. And then, oh blimey, it's tackle after tackle here. Okay, who's going to keep the ball? It's in the Crawley end, but it's just Crawley, Reading, Crawley, Reading, Crawley, Reading, Crawley, Walcott. It's insane. Who's going to keep the bloody ball? Walcott gives it to Feely. Nice short pass, right. Can he make a second pass? Yes, to Fraser. Malarkey. Ibrahim, right, okay, we're going to keep the ball for a bit now. Malarkey, steadily in midfield. Fraser down the side to Quiterma. Oh, Swan crosses it in, but Strickland is there. He just tries tapping it out. Barker has a shot, and it's off.
Pereira gets a fist on it, and he gets it well away. Then striker outside the area, almost goes over. Small stands behind Pereira, but that was when I see a goalkeeper come out and punch it. I do get a bit worried because
a shot from outside the area, but it just nowhere near.
Pereira almost halfway into his own half.
Yeah, fantastic. Came out really strong.
Reading there.
Always got to get it right. Defenders are always thankful when the keeper comes out and does the business, and he definitely did so there. He's earned the clean sheet this way, and he's only got 5 minutes to hold on.
Oh, yeah, it's literally just clicked on there. You're quick. It's Millwall. So we've got Watford 1, Millwall 2 now, and who saw that one coming? We're going to we've got a goal in the Premier League. Drum roll, please. Goal in the Premier League, and it's Nottingham Forest 1, Manchester City 0, and City are losing again. What is wrong with Manchester City? It's Nottingham Forest 1, Man City 0, and it's 84 minutes just coming up, and oh my God, what a turnaround of events here. Let's see who scored that one. It's Hudson-Odoi, and Odoi's been doing really well. Every time it's come forward, Odoi's had a part in it. Every time it's gone forward, Gibbs White or Odoi, you could almost guarantee it was going to be one of those two. City get a yellow card. So City, they're trying to get something back out of that game. 6 minutes to go to full time there. Let's go to the Coventry Stoke game. We've not been there for a while. Coventry 2, Stoke 1, and Stoke City just not quite. They're coming back, but they just. Like I say, it had to be one of those two to score it. Because it's been constantly Odoi, Gibbs White, and the pair of them, and it's just been 1-2 all the time, all through that game. Whenever Forest came forward, it was either Gibbs White or Odoi, and if you could guess which one was good, it was going to be one of those two. So I'm not surprised it's assist Gibbs White. Not really, not. Seems we've got a problem with the connection to. I've got a problem with the connection to Coventry. The only game I really can't see is the Coventry one. I just cannot get into that one. But Stoke City are coming back, but not. Are they coming back quick enough? It's 83 minutes. Coventry just seem to be sitting back enough to keep hold of it. It's Watford 1, Millwall 2. Another offside. God, how many offsides has there been in that game? I tell you what, let's have a look at the stat. I want to see whether there's got. How many offsides have we had? Corners, cards. No, surely it gives me offsides. Timeline. Don't give me how many offsides. How annoying is that? Nibs now for Reading. He runs down the right hand side. Can he get a cross in is the question, and he just cannot get. No, he's gonna have to pull back. I tell you what, the League One officiating is absolutely garbage, isn't it? Absolutely awful. Hang on. Oh, no. Reading, Savage loses it. Crawley goal. It's a Crawley goal. My God, Savage lost it in the box. Just outside the box. Savage loses.
Up in the back of the net for a hook or crook. I don't know if that was last off a Crawley boot or a Reading boot, but for the first time, the Fizz winning on the surface, and Crawley have got the equaliser. Probably on paper that they deserve. The fans do go wild.
They did deserve it. The fans are going absolutely bonkers. And Crawley won, Reading won. And I tell you what, that was just ridiculous.
Balling across. Just get yourself in there. They've finally thrown bodies forward and got the red jerseys into the box. And what happens? Shock. You get on the end of it and you put it into the back of the net. Really neat finish for all the world like Joe Pereira's never
It
going
was
to be beat
more.
this afternoon.
It was
All
more the
that
fact
time,
that
and they
Reading
finally have
lost
broken
it.
We've
Just
over
at
90
the, is
minutes.
it
Back
Karma?
to
Is it?
Kamara's facing the
Yeah,
substitute,
Karma.
getting the goal.
Yeah.
Makes you see how much
I
time's
could-
added
it
on.
was just. They deserved it. That first goal was not a goal, was it? Absolutely not. So it's back where it should have been. It really is. Crawley won. Reading won. Justice has been served. Oh dear Lord. 4 minutes of added time. That actually came in the 91st minute. So they've waited until 91 minutes to score. Oh dear. And it's a Reading goal kick. I don't like just he was outside the box and it's like, don't lose it there. You lose it there. You're gonna be But they've done that a couple of times, Reading. They've lost it. I remember saying a couple of times that they've lost it right in the box, and Crawley didn't make the most of it. But this time they did. They crossed it in, and everybody, man and his dog, was in there. And Reading have a shot, but it's way wide. A cross shot, push forward, whatever. Crawley goal kick. It's 2 minutes to go here. It will be soon. 2, 1, 2 minutes to go. Crawley taking their time here down the left hand side. Oh, Barker, Holohan. Oh, Stickland kicks it back out, but only as far as Ibrahim. And Crawley Lewis Wing intercepts that one. Wareham trying to push it through the middle. Oh, Quiterma, Camera, Quiterma, Fraser, Quiterma. Can they get it in? They're outside the box. They just can't get it over that back line. Barker, Doyle tries to run down through the back line on the left hand side, crosses it in. Yisden? Jesus. Stickland nibs for Reading. Stickland again loses it. But Wareham nicks it back for him. And he loses it to Camera. And Crawley have started to play with a bit of purpose. I can't believe it. Crawley are actually playing football. Oh, they're doing well. Stickland again. Let's see what he could do in the back corner because he keeps losing it. My worst player of the match is actually Stickland. He's been awful. Corner? I don't know. Goal kick. It is a corner, right. So Crawley corner. Oh, they pulled it back to. Oh, jeez, Malarkey loses it to Wareham.
Yeah, I think when they were 1-0 up and Crawley weren't showing the hand
Reading
in the second half, I really think like Reading could have pushed on
Oh,
and maybe gone for that
Malarkey
second
manages to take him out, or take him out. Runs it into midfield, and Crawley they've got seconds to go, and they're on the attack. Wallacott, it's a box. Oh no, Barker loses it. Is it? Oh, it's full time. It's full time. They could have won it. They nearly won it in the last kick of the game, and Crawley nearly won it in the last kick. And it did go in the back of the net, but it's been called as full time. And wow. And Roy's keeping us up to date. Good job. We've actually got a goal at Stoke City for Stoke City. It is Coventry 2, Stoke 2. And I said that Stoke were just starting to come back into it. And I said, look, Stoke looked like they were coming back into it. I was worried that they weren't coming back in quick enough. But they have done. And it's now 90 minutes. We might as well have a quick look at it. It's now Coventry 2, Stoke 2. Coventry played the better football for most of this game. Stoke City have come back, but they came back slowly and steadily, not making big changes, not making huge tactical changes, but they have managed to get back into it. The only trouble is I can't see the Coventry game. It's the only game I can't see. So I'm on stats only with the Coventry game. So let's see if we can get the number of how many minutes have we got left in there. In fact, the only game left open is Stockport 0, Charlton 0, 97 minutes there, and Stoke City 2, Coventry 2, Stoke City 2. In fact, it's finished now at Stockport. It's Stockport 0, Charlton 0. It's still Nottingham Forest winning 1-0.
Nottingham Forest, to be fair, I don't think Manchester City have quite been good enough on the ball. One moment of defensive instability meant that Hudson-Odoi could capitalise, and that will be that. The referee has blown his final whistle after the goal kick from Sells, and well, City
that's it. It's Forest win. Forest have won. Forest won. Manchester City 0. I'm going to have a good look at the bottom here, because that's going to make it.
Nottingham Forest 1, Manchester City 0.
It's going to make interesting reading for where Manchester City and Manchester United are, isn't it? I mean, you wouldn't have thought that they'd be where they are.
Much better second half, certainly from Forest's point of view. Have come away with 3 points from the home fixture against
Forest
Manchester City. Start off
well
the
up
second
at the
half
top,
lively with a volley on target.
Let's have a look at this. City 20 points behind Liverpool.
An incredible save from
Let's have a look.
Who saved Hudson-Odoi's shot onto the post, but the next time Hudson-Odoi
So we go into the Premier League. Let's have a quick look at this.
He was successful from the near post. It was a long ball over the top.
Liverpool first with 67, Arsenal second with 54. Bloody hell. Forest third with 51. I mean, I can't see them catching Arsenal, but Arsenal haven't got a striker. How on earth? I mean, what would Arsenal have actually done had they actually got a striker?
Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity?
Because they're second, Arsenal are second, and they haven't got a striker, and they're not been scoring goals. And if they'd have got one, God only knows where they'd have been. City on 47, 20 points behind Liverpool. Still with that fourth place though. I mean, like that was strange because I was listening to Talk Sport before, and Talk Sport was saying, look, they really do need a striker. And I thought, look, what could they do? Look, they've got a couple of midfielders that are really good at scoring. They could put this particular midfielder into attack, and they did, and he scored 2. And it's like, and like, so they have got other people who can score goals and put it in the net, but they haven't got an out and out striker. And it's like, if they had an out and out one, God only knows where they'd be. What I find interesting, we got 14th place Manchester United. I mean, we know who's gonna. We know the relegation slots, don't we? Southampton bottom on 9 points. I just wonder if they're going to get past 15 points. Leicester City 17 points, Ipswich 17. Not got one either. I know. We've got 6, but they can't score for Toffee. Jesus. At least you've got one that can score. He might be out for the season, but at least you've got one. But yeah, Ipswich 5 points behind Wolves. They cannot catch them. Surely to God they can't catch them. Commentator's curse. Crawley, Reading. Let's have a look at the table then. So that's going to put Crawley in 22nd place with 30 points. Burton are now 3 points ahead of them on 33. And then Bristol Rovers are just out of it on 36. I'd say you go all the way up to Exeter, Northampton, Peterborough on 38. You know, technically, if they had a really bad run, they could get pulled into it, but it's highly unlikely. We'd have to have Burton really starting to take off, wouldn't we? Can't see Shrewsbury doing. I can see Shrewsbury improving, but not well enough. Cambridge, a bit meh. They go up and down. Crawley, not. They've done better. They've stopped being so, super for 30 minutes and knackered for the other 45. I just can't see it. It must be. I mean, I might. If Exeter really do carry on doing really badly, they could get pulled into it. But they're 4 points ahead at the minute, and they've got they're on 33 games. Surely surely they can get 13 points out of 14 points out of 16 games. You'd think they could. Mansfield 40 points, 16th position. They're on the beach. Really doesn't matter, does it? Wigan 15th, 40 points. Yeah, as on the beach as you're going to get. Rotherham 14th on 44 points. We're on the beach. I mean, one more win and that's it. If we get one win out of our last 12 games, we're sort of there and on the beach. Who could actually get into that top section? So we're looking at 6th, Huddersfield, 58 points. I think that once you get below 50 points, you're risking. I don't think you're really able to catch a team like Huddersfield and Charlton, which would mean that you're talking Barnsley, Leyton Orient, Reading and Bolton to try and get into that top 6. Barnsley going the wrong direction. Stevenage seem to have lost the plot a little bit. They're sort of hit and miss, aren't they? Let's see how they do today. I'm not saying a word. Barnsley, yeah. Orient, they did so well, and the wheels fell off. How on earth? They played awful against Rotherham. And managed to lose. I mean, how on earth did they lose against Rotherham? God only knows. But yeah, we're. I think it's really a 10 teams for the top 6. So that's going to be interesting. And who's coming down from the Championship? Let's have a quick look at the bottom, and then we'll go off and we'll come back in about 15 minutes. At the bottom, we have Derby County 29 points. I think they're dead and buried. Plymouth Argyle 30 points. I think they're pretty much down. 31 points is Luton. Yeah, there's 5 point gap to Cardiff. 5 point gap at this point in time with 11 games to go. 2 wins for Cardiff now, and we know the bottom 3. Stoke City, though, they're just hovering above that. They'll be happy to have got that point. Had they not got that point today, they would have been in 21st position on 35, just 4 points above Luton. That 1 point puts them far enough away just to be out of one game. You know, they're just out of it, 5 points away instead of 6, 5, 4, 3. Yeah, 6, 5, 35 instead of 4 points away. It's going to be interesting. Orient lost 2 forwards in last 4. Have they? You see, this is what I need to know. This is what I need to know, because if people don't tell me, I haven't got time to be looking through every single team. I do Championship, League One, and 1 or 2 of the Premier League. I just can't do it. If people tell me what's happening, it really does help, and it does make sense, doesn't it? Because they've just seen the wheels have fallen off the Orient Express. Skeggy or Bondi Beach? I think ours would be Skeggy, absolutely Skeggy. I don't think Tony Stewart would be buying tickets to go to Bondi Beach. 1 recall, 1 injured. Oh dear. And that's interesting. If you start saying that we've wiped Orient off the chance of going up, which is possibly what we'd be saying. There's only 9 for the top 10, 9 for the top 6. So it's going to be an interesting race, I think, to the end. And I'm still not saying who's going to finish second. I really don't know who's going to finish second. We shall see as we go through the 3 o'clock games. We will do a 3 o'clock one. It's enjoyable having a quick chat about what's going on. We'll see which games we get to play and which games aren't coming up. And right, it's John Essex Sports Channel over and out. See you all in 15 minutes. Do like and subscribe. Remember, see you again. 15 minutes, 3 o'clock games. Wickham second, Huddersfield win playoffs. You think, I really can't tell. You see, I was always saying, like you, that Huddersfield have the side to be and capabilities to pass them. Because Wickham are losing points, Wrexham are losing points. If Huddersfield had have just not outplayed so meh over the last few games, they could have been up there by now in second place, but they just didn't take advantage of it. Let's see how today goes, and we'll see you all at 3 o'clock. Have a nice day, y'all. See you soon.